everybody, and welcome back to our In the Know series. I am very excited today to introduce to you some of our very special teddy bear Goldendoodles. Now, you know that in past segments we have been talking about our look and our type. Well, today, I know that we spoke in the past about the F1s and the F1Bs, but today we're going to introduce to you some very beautiful F2 Goldendoodles. All right, now this is a very interesting breeding because it's an F1 to an F1. Carol, can you step on over here with me first? Okay, today Carol has with her some litter mates, and we want to show you that in an F2 breeding that's 50% golden, 50% poodle, you can get quite an array of colors.
You sure can. You can get just about anything in that F2 because we're bringing in some new genetics.
Yes.
So, but you also see it's still our very classic look. It's still that Smeraglia type that we've been talking about. Blocky, stocky puppies, lots of cheek, that broad stop and nice short muzzle. So everything we've been talking about. But in the F2 generation, we can get a little more variety.
I love that. And everybody loves our OP breeding. Whenever OP breeds to one of our poodle moms, it is absolutely gorgeous breeding.
It sure is. And that's the F2Bs that we do right now. And everybody loves Frappe also. And she's an F2 mom. They love it.
So basically, get this. It's an F1. So it's like an F1 Goldendoodle bred to an F1 equals an F2. And then we take the F2. It pretty much breeds everything like an F1.
It does.
And then back to the poodle, that's your F2B. But you cannot get these colors. It is very rare to get colors like this in a typical F1 breeding.
Correct, because some of these genetics are coming from that poodle side and their recessive traits. So like a party puppy, and we've got another party puppy that you're going to be able to see.
Trisha, come on over here.
These party has got to be on both sides. The mom and dad both have to carry that, and so we cannot get party in an F1, but we can get it in an F2 with a very similar look. And how beautiful are these?
So then Meredith also is carrying two very beautiful classic, just the champagne color. And look at all these puppies. When you look at all of these puppies, you see the classic type, the blocky, stocky head, the loose wavy coat. You really don't see anybody kinky curly. You don't see anybody long and lanky. And they're very, very boxy and square. See that look? Now, I will let you in on a little tip. Opie is, he's one of our most popular dads. And so we knew that we needed to bring in another boy just like Opie into our program so that he can be growing up and ready to step into Opie's shoes whenever he needs to. And so we are going to be keeping several of these puppies, but of course we do have a few that are going to go to our clients. But this is our little boy, and he's going to very much be like an Opie.
He is.
And his dad is Benny. He is very famous. Everybody loves Benny. But what do you think about this, Trisha? When you talk to the clients, how do they feel when they understand the F1 versus the F2?
They love the attributes of the F1, that classic look, the blocky heads, the coats, but the unique color that we're able to bring in, it's very desirable.
Yes.
Lots of people really want that.
Now, whenever we have the F2s like this and they go back to a poodle, this F2B is a little bit different. It's very similar to an F1B. It's very similar to our F1B breeding. But as far as allergy and shedding, Meredith, what do you think? Whenever you're photographing these, do you notice hardly any shedding on the photography?
No, not at all. Not at all. That's why I think it's so cool. You can still get the same attributes throughout every generation.
Right.
And I'm not seeing much of a difference at all.
They're so laid back. So really and truly, when we talk about consistency in our breeding program, and remember when you watch the earlier segments, you'll learn that we breed for a specific purpose. We breed for a specific type. That's why our puppies are very identifiable pretty much anywhere they go. You can recognize them.
Yeah.
And people probably tell you that all the time on the phone, right?
They do. They stop cars and jump out and say, "Where'd you get your dog?"
Bookmark. No, they're so gorgeous.
Well, and I love that you talked about the temperament too, because even as F2s, you know, these guys have a very similar temperament to what we see in the F1s. Look at how chill these guys are being held and how affectionate. Every time somebody new talked, they totally looked and paid attention. It was wonderful.
Well, I'll tell you, the hardest thing for me is trying to figure out who I can keep and who I can't. Now, as far as hybrid vigor, talk about that a little bit.
So we're still, because we're in the second generation, we're still 50-50. We're still going to have a very strong hybrid vigor. We're not doubling up on those traits at this point quite yet. As you get down into deeper, like F4, F5, once you get that deep into multi-gens, we'll start seeing that hybrid vigor fall off. But in this second generation, we're still very, very much breeding away from recessive traits.
And that's awesome, because I mean, hybrid vigor that's the health of our dogs. We want to make sure that while we're breeding that we keep that at the top of our list. And as far as allergy friendly, loaded on shedding, you've still got that in the F2. Now the F2 is just like an F1. It can shed little to none. These puppies pretty much are going to be low, maybe shed a little bit, but they will not shed buckets like the golden retrievers. And so take a look at these precious puppies. If you have any questions about these puppies, about the F2 generation, of course, feel free to call our office, talk to the girls in our office and Jared. They'll be happy to answer any of your questions. And also, if you have any questions about it, go ahead and post some comments here below, and also follow us on Facebook. Subscribe there, follow us on Facebook and Instagram, and totally follow us, because this is just the beginning of the overload of cuteness.
If you don't even care about generations, you care about cute puppies.
Yeah,
Look at
this.
And what I love about this is that when I breed a golden to a poodle, I can't get this in an F1 breeding. I mean, we've done it a few times, just very rarely, got some odd F1s. But the cool thing is that we've got like a Wookiee here, we've got a black and white party, we've got
and they're so plush.
Yeah.
It's not just that they're loose wavy. They have plush, beautiful coats.
Amazing coats. We've got a classic look and our black velvet.
I love it. Everybody talks about their next doodle when you're here. Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Mine is definitely going to be black.
That's what I told them in an earlier segment when we did it on just coat color. We were showing the black, because you know, I mean, it's hard if you see one up close.
Yeah.
You fall in love.
It's funny, the darker ones are a little bit more challenging as a photographer.
Yeah.
But they're not as challenging because of their temperament.
That's right.
You know, the color is a little challenging to get the lighting right so you can really see their features and really their cute expressions. But temperament-wise, they are amazing.
Look at that.
Did you pick up a panel?
Absolutely. We always say black is always just for whatever reason, but it is a fact. Black is a little bit more laid back.
They just have really great temperament.
Yes, they do. I mean,
Consistently.
they really do. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed meeting our precious little F2 teddy bear golden doodles. And of course, give us a call if you have any questions.